Hello and welcome, my name is Charlotte and I am the High Heel Stitcher here on Flosstube and on Instagram. Welcome or welcome back. Today is a Flosstube Extra. I am filming my end of 2025 year in review and my WIP parade. So, as you can see, Sarabi is asleep in her bed, so hopefully she won't be a distraction. It should be. She's quite tired. So today is the 31st of December 2025. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. I know I have had quite a few new subscribers recently, so thank you very much for giving me a go. So I thought I'd just do a quick little introduction and then move on to my year-end review and my WIP parade. So, as I said, my name is Charlotte. I am 34 years old. I live on the south coast of England, in between Portsmouth and Southampton. I am an accountant. I work in practice, mostly doing VAT returns, bookkeeping. I do a little bit of tax returns and the year-end financial statements. I am lactose intolerant, can't have milk, and I recently discovered that I may be allergic to pecans. No other nut, just pecans. We are currently investigating that. So yes, I live with my husband. He is currently downstairs gaming, and we have 2 dogs. Sarabi, there you are, and Izzy, both are of which are cockapoos. This one is 1.5 years, and our other one is coming up to 10 at the end of January. We did have a miniature Labradoodle who unfortunately passed in August last year, 2024. Absolutely heartbreaking. She was my soul dog. We got Sarabi about 4 weeks later. She's a handful. Oh, absolute handful. I'm hoping she's going to calm down when she hits 2. So, yes. I have 3 tattoos. 2 of which, one on my left thigh, one on my right thigh, and then one on my wrist. That's so M&L. Millie, she was my old Westie that died 13 years ago, and Lexi, who died last year. So I will be getting some more at some point, hopefully, in 2026, but we shall wait and see. Anyway, you're not here for that. That little introduction is done, over. Let's move on. Let me do my year in review and then move on to the WIP parade. So I started 2025 with 18 projects. I started 27, finished 14, ditched 1. So I'm ending the year on 30 WIPs, which is more than I ever had, and it's a little bit overwhelming, but I did start 3 in the last 3 days, so that's my own fault. I decided that while I was 33, I was going to have 33 new starts, which I managed to do. I had a whole plan. It started off well, and then just Christmas last year really messed it up, and I didn't plan for it. even though every year in December and January is my busiest time of the year, and I thought I'd be okay. It was not okay. So yes, but it was a little bit of a scrabble at the end, just before my birthday, but I managed to do the 33 new starts. Yes. So I've stitched 209 days out of the 365. This has been a really rough year for us. I'm not going to go into full detail, don't want that, but it's been a tough year, and my stitching has been affected with that, which is understandable. So I have done, as of right now, 63,075 stitches in 2025. I am hoping to do a few more this afternoon, but it won't be too many, so that figure won't go up too much. Those stitches are broken down as follows. So 58,045 of those were full cross, 3,143 were tent stitch, 1,615 were was back stitch, 272 of those were beads or buttons, which comes to a total of the 63,075. The plan when coming into 2025 was to reach 100,000 stitches. Well, that didn't happen. So that is going to be, again, my plan for 2026 is to reach 100,000 stitches now. I know I know there are other stitchers that can do 100,000 stitches in like half a year sort of thing, but I would be really proud of myself if I get to reach the 100,000 next year. I've only done it twice since I started stitching in 2016, so I'd like to do it again next year. So that is my stats. Let's move on to the WIP parade, because I've been talking for 8 minutes and you've not seen a single stitch. So I have tried to I think I've unzipped all the zips, but we shall wait and see. I will try and give as much detail about the projects as I can. So the fabric, the dyer of the fabric, if there is one, the chart name, the designer, how many stitchy days I've had on it, and how many stitches have gone into that. I will also try and give the start date and the start date. I'm not doing any finishes in this. I have done a separate video which will hopefully go up in a couple of weeks for my 2025 finishes. There are a few projects that have had no progress this year, so I'm not going to do a before picture of that. So let's get started. Yes, I have 2 drinks. I have my Pepsi Max mango, and then I've got some Wittard's dissolvable tea, passion and mango, passion fruit and mango. Yeah. So my first. Oh, I'm also going to go in chronological order from oldest to newest. My first project is Middle Earth Map. This is a retired chart from Heaven and Earth Designs. It is no longer available. I started this on the 11th of May 2020, so it really should be finished. It is not. This got absolutely no progress on in 2025. Yeah, considering it's 5.5 years old, I've done 1.5 pages. So this is stitched on a 28 count 1/1 full cross. This is going to be one of my main focuses in 2026. I want to get to a third of it complete, which is about 50,000 stitches completed. I've done about 14,000, so I need to do 36,000 stitches in 2026, which works out at just over 3,000 stitches a month, because I'm not including January in my 2026 plans, because January is absolutely manic with work. So if I get any stitching done, it won't be on that, it will be on a project that I'll show you in a minute. So yes, no progress this year. My next project is Pandemic by Long Dog Samplers. I'm pretty sure everyone knows what this looks like. This got 1,431 stitches in 2025. Again, this is my second oldest project and will be a focus for 2026. This is stitched on an 18 count Blood Moon Ada by KLT Charting using DMC 704. Yeah, DMC 704. The plan for this is to get 30,000 stitches done this year, or 2026, which again is about 3,000 stitches a month, not including January. I think if I can get that done, it will bring it to 50%. The plan for this, I started it in the bottom left corner. I've now realised I don't like that, so I am going to stitch my way up to the top and then work my way across and down. So it's going to be huge, and this fabric is absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. I'm not entirely sure where my needle minders are from. Donut Disturb was a gift from Nat. Love it, live it, make it yours. I don't know where I got the Moomin. I think it was on Etsy. And this Floss Drop needle minder is by Crafty Emily, and it's absolutely perfect for this project. I just cut, I put a full DMC length on there, cut it to the length that I want, and then just go for it. So this will be a really good project for Myth and Magic Stitch Wars, because it's nice block stitching. And again, yes, that had 1,431 stitches in. Right, don't zip them up. We don't want that. My third, Pandemic was started on the 13th of October 2020. My third project is my last 2020 start. And is in this project bag. by Lollipop Stitches. And it's A Partridge in a Pear Tree by Joan Elliott. This chart was gifted to me by the lovely Jen, Not Cross Jen. And it has now been released as a PDF chart by Joan Elliott and Pole Stitches here in the UK. So I have managed to get it as a PDF. It mostly works in Pattern Keeper, mostly. There has been a couple of instances where I've gone to highlight colour and it's picked up one next to it rather than the actual stitch. So I've only found that once, so we'll wait and see what happens. Why? I've got my Dark Queen of the Sea specialty threads in here that have been used. I don't know why they're in there. Anyway, this is stitched on a 32 count silver grey by Zweigart. And again, this has had no stitching this year. So I want to get this this is a main focus again for next year. I want to get 12,000 stitches in this project next year. I absolutely love this. I have started doing the back stitching as I go on the wording. I've not yet back stitched the 2 turtle doves, but I have back stitched 6 geese laying. Absolutely love this one so much. Jen, Not Cross Jen, I think has finished it or is extremely close to finishing it. Needleminder, very cute Santa, is by Kim at Kelty Charting. So yeah, I want to get 12,000 stitches on this next year. Now that it's gone into Pattern Keeper, I have found out how many stitches this one has, and it's more than I thought it was. I think there's like 30,000 stitches. So I was like, oh, the 12,000 will get me quite far. Yeah, no way. So those are my 3 oldest projects that will be my main focus for 2026. My next project is just in this plastic wallet and is Christmas Jumper Duo by KLT Charting. This was started, Partridge in a Pear Tree was started on the 5th of December 2020. Christmas Jumper Duo was started on the 20th of September 2022. So I have no 2021 WIP set left over. I have 3 2020, 2 2022s, 2 2023, 8 2024s, and then the rest are all 2025. So yes. This is as far as I have got on this one. Again, this had absolutely no stitching done in 2025. have that it's that I am not pronouncing that because I absolutely cannot, but I'm pretty sure it's not that one. I am 100% sure it is Peace on Earth by Chaotic Charting, which was an Advent exclusive a few years ago. And this is in like a little bobbin case I have that Nat gave to me, and I've got 2 threads in there that I don't actually think relate to this project. Maybe, I don't know. So, yes. Yeah, 20th of September 2022. I'm pretty sure this was started when Kim was running one of her games in her Facebook group. And I'm pretty sure I was Team Ollie. No, I was Team Georgie. And it was fun, but I was leader, and I don't think I was a very good leader. So, anyway, that's good. Right, my next project is one that I've actually ditched. Well, I've UFO'd for now. So this one was started the day after, on the 21st of September 22, and it is Dragon's Spirit Guide. I really do love this project, I really do. But after the chaos that my great white shark was on the Black Ada, I feel like I am not willing to do that again at the moment. So I've UFO'd it. I may stitch it at some point again in the future, or I may restart it on maybe like a dark grey fabric. So that was as far as I've got. It's not that far through. I don't even know if that's the right side up. Yeah, I think so. I think it is. I think that is the right way. This is 18 count Black Ada. Again, yeah, started on the 21st of September 2022, but I did UFO it on, I put the 31st of October 25, so it will stay in a project bag until I either frog or restart it. Again, that didn't get any stitching this year. My next project, see, all of these ones were started in September 22, which is, I'm pretty sure, when it was the head-to-head games. So, yes, this is Kaleidoscope Unicorn by Kim at Chaotic Charting. Started on the 26th of September 2022. This got no stitching this year. Is stitched on an 18 count white Ada. I originally got this as a kit from Kim. As you can see, the fabric's still in there. It came with a 14 count white Ada, which I do not like stitching on, so I swapped it for an 18 count that I had in my stash, most likely purchased from Kim. Where are we? There we are. And that is as far as we have got. So I've got quite far with it. Desperately needs an iron. I've done a few of these kaleidoscope projects. I really do enjoy them. I think I've got one other on the go. So I just have, so the whole back part of him is done, and I'm now moving up to his main head and the front. So I think that's the start of his front leg. Just there. Again, these are really good for myth. Each full triangle is 100 stitches, so you know that if you need to do 300 stitches for a blood, you just do 3 triangles. So yes. What ones have I done? I've done the dragon. That is in my craft room. I've done kaleidoscope cat. That is in my finish pile. Kaleidoscope bee is up on my wall. I keep forgetting that I've done that one because it's at the top of the stairs and I don't often look at it. So, next is Mayari. I've actually been stitching on this one the last few days. So as of right now, it has had 2,318 stitches. I will insert a picture because the picture that I have, she's missing her face. This is a chart by Bella Filipina, my first Bella Filipina start, and absolutely love her. She was started on the 12th of May 2022 during the first Bella Filipina UK retreat. And that is where she is. So let me pull her out. Hopefully get her out. That is as far as I have got with her. So when I picked her up a few days ago, I'd finished all of this skirt and I have now done the orange and all the metallics down the bottom. And oh my god, I do not like cry neck. I really don't like cry neck. Alright, Stuart, just take her out the fucking frame. I brought this, I kitted her up before I think I'd work with the petite treasure braid, and now I am very much petite treasure braid over the cry neck, but I'd already brought the cry neck, so I thought, well, I've brought it, I might as well use it. Yeah, no, I am swapping. I've got a couple of Bellas kitted up and I will be swapping them, the cry necks, out for petite treasure braid if they have cry neck in them. So I don't know if you can see, there's an orange cry neck and this pinky purple cry neck. The pinky purple isn't too bad, but the orange is absolutely vile. Absolutely vile. I think it called for those two. Yeah, those two were a number 8 braid. And I got the number 8 braid out and I was like, oh no, I really don't like that. I really don't like that. It was horrible. So I swapped it and I got the number 4 braid. Better, manageable, but still not the nicest. So I will be swapping out for petite treasure braid where I can going forward, and I haven't yet decided. That halo at the top is pretty much all metallics and beads. I don't know if I want to do that whole thing in Chronic. So I'm tempted to get the petite treasure braid just for the halo. I do have one petite treasure braid for her because I couldn't get the Chronic. But I am very tempted to get the alternatives for the halo when I get there. So this, yeah, 12th of May 2023, 2,318 stitches. This is stitched on a 32 count Supernova by Sparkleys. Yeah. So the pinky purple is number 4326. And the orange is 150V, number 4. I do have those are the extras that I accidentally ordered. So I ordered them from 123 Stitch years ago when I was really quite poorly. I had a cold and a migraine at the same time, which really didn't help. So I ordered them, and then like 3 days later I ordered them again from 123 Stitch because I'd completely forgotten and didn't realise that I'd ordered them. So these are all my duplicated beads and that. And that was, so I brought some for Arts and Design in the UK, and this was just the ones that I couldn't get in the UK at the time. So I ordered them from 123 Stitch and then ordered them again from 123 Stitch. These are the 8 braids that I ordered. And it's just absolutely, I don't know if you can see that. I cut some off and went, oh, that's horrible. So I did not like that. No, wrong one. I do not want you in there. So yeah, I have Chronic 8 braid. And then these are the ones that I'm using at the moment. So you can go back in there. I destroyed my... This project bag is from a lovely lady on Etsy, I think Carol something, designs by Carol and that, and it came with, and I brought the matching bobbin case as well. I'm running out of space. I'm going to put you back in there. Thought I'd lost a needle. Right, there we go. Ooh, I've dropped my notes. 5 minutes. Right. Next we have To Rule Them All. This is a chart by Circus Stitches on Etsy. That is what it will look like when it is done. This was started on the 16th of May 2023 and has had no progress this year. 2026 I have got some little treasure chests and I have put some projects in them, and they will be my focus for a finish. I pulled my first chest for January and this is what it pulled. It pulled to rule them all. So the plan is to get at least 2,000 stitches done on this. It needs 3.5 to finish. And that is as far as we have got. So this is an 18 count slate grey using an étoile thread. So it's got that little bit of sparkle. You can't really see it on the camera, but it is there. And it's C725. I don't know if you can see. There's a bit of sparkle. So yes, my plans for January is to get this stitched at least 2,000 stitches, but my stretch goal is to get it completely finished in January. I had originally started this on a 25 count slate grey, but the fabric was nice, it was okay, but I was making mistakes. I was making silly mistakes and I ended up at a stage where I couldn't fudge it anymore. It was either frog the lot, frog probably about a third of what I'd done, or just restart, and I decided that I was just going to restart. And I was not going for black, so I went for a grey. That one's got to stay out. Again, did not get any progress this year. My next project, oh, I had 3 starts in May 23. Oh no, 2 starts in May 23. I'm now in May 24. So my next new start is, WIP, is the Deadly Aquarium Sale. So I'll put a picture up here because I don't have a picture to hand. This was started on the 28th of May 2024. This had 2 stitchy days on it this year for a total of 857 stitches. I believe that was at the Southampton retreat last year. So this is where, let me get my board. This is where it is. I've done the frame completely. So this was a stitch along by Lola Crow. I did buy it when it first got released because how adorable are these little seagulls. So I managed, I think, to do most of the frame before part 1 came out, and then that was it. I put it down. So I did not keep up with it. I don't keep up with stitch alongs, but since it's finished, I've done, this was part 1, I think. This was either part 2 or 3. So yes, absolutely love it. The skull is stitched in glow in the dark. So this is an 18 count full spring Ada by KLT Charting. And I absolutely love it. I just fell in love with the seagulls. And I decided I wasn't going to centre the fabric. If I chop off that, I think I've got a good 6 inches, so I should be able to use that for something else. This has been kitted up, and I'm using this amazing bobbin case from Canny Little Fox. It's got some adorable little puffins on. So that was WIP number 9. My next new start started on the 28th of July 2024. I started this at the Big Stitch. It was an impromptu start. I was supposed to start something else, but I accidentally left it in the room the night before, so I had to buy a new kit and start it there because you had to start. So this is a Fierce Beauty by Pain Free Crafts. Is what he will look like. I just think he's so majestic. I love him so much. So it came in a kit, 20 count Ada, and it is being stitched 2/1 full cross. And that is as far as we have got. Again, this has got no progress in this year. My little needle minder. It is quite thick and bulky, but I do love the coverage, and you can't see any white behind that. I was thinking about restarting it on 18 count, but I don't think I will. This is in my project bag made by the lovely Jen, Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole, Wild Dragon Crafts, and I also put this little dragon eye charm that again I got from Jen, Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole, Wild Dragon Crafts. And I just think it matches so perfectly. My next new start was the original new start that I was supposed to have at the Big Stitch, but didn't. So I started it on the 26th of August 2024, so like pretty much a month later, and it is this Big Stitch Big Tree. I've decided I will probably remove and not stitch the top bit, the Big Stitch 2024, and not stitch Rotherham, but stitch this main bit. This is by Modern Folk Embroidery, my first and currently only Modern Folk Embroidery chart. This is stitched on an 18 count, where are we? Frosty Morning by Kim at County Charting. And that is as far as I've got. This is using Red Passion thread by Romy's Creations. I just love that colour on there. I am potentially thinking of stitching the birds and this vase in a different variegated thread, probably one of Kim's County Charting. Same with these two down the bottom, probably going to be stitched in a different variegated thread. And I've only done it on half the fabric, so I can use the other half for something else. I really don't like chopping down my fabric until I have to. So that was, yeah, started on the 26th of August 2024. No stitching this year. We are now starting my 33 while 33 starts. So my birthday is in September. I started, what did I start? It was a freebie, I think, by the Witchy Stitcher. It was a, no, it was Welcome to Camp Crystal Lake, which is by the Witchy Stitcher, but it's not the freebie. That was it. I started that last year on my birthday, attempting to try and finish it for my husband's birthday, which is 2 days later than mine. It did not get done in 2 days. I think it got done in a week, which is still pretty good. So after that, I think this was my second new start of my 33 while 33 challenge. And it was actually a restart of one that I'd previously done. And it is Christmas Donkey. This is a chart by the Cross Stitch Studio. I don't know if it is still available. I have named him Dominic after the Christmas song. This is stitched on a 28 count easy count by Zweigart, and I'm stitching this 2/1 tet. As I mentioned, it was a restart. I started it a few years ago on a 28 count, just normal fabric, normal even weave, non-gridded. I gridded it myself with a pen and fishing wire, but I really didn't get on with it. My threads were slipping and it wasn't good. So I decided to restart it. I had like 3 pages done on that last one, but I was not happy, so I restarted it. And that is as far as we have got. So nowhere near as far as last time, but we're good. I think that is the length of a page. 6, 7, 8, 9, maybe. So yes, I really am enjoying this, but again, it had no progress in 2025. It was started on the 8th of October 2024. I need to blanket stitch the edge of the fabric. So they are all the threads that I had from last time, and they are there. And this is in my Stitch Bunny Pokemon project bag, and I have my little donkey needle minder that I got from Kim at Carefully Chatting. So, yes. And that is box 1 done. That's a lot. So just quickly shove them in the box. Right, we are 50 minutes in and I am not even halfway through, so it's gonna be a long one. All right, let's see if we can speed this up a little bit. Right, my next project is another full coverage. It is Mini Once Upon a Time by Heaven and Earth Designs. This was started on the 20th of October 2024. It It is stitched on 18 count easy grid, easy count fabric by Zweigart. And this actually had 2 days worth of stitching this year. Most likely at a retreat, because I can't remember why I would have got that one out. And it had 1,167 stitches. With the 18 count, I do pretty much do cross country. With the 28 counts, I will park. But it is easier to do cross country on the 28 count with the gridded fabric. So okay. My next project, so I did start 3 of a Kind and the Great White Shark, but they were both finishes this year, so I'm not going to show them. My next new start was Mr. Grinch. This is a Cross Stitch Studio chart. This was an exclusive Christmas one from a few years ago. For a few years they were releasing it each year for a few weeks, but I can't remember if they did it this year or not. This got no stitching this year. It was started on the 2nd of December 2024. It is on an 18 count, just sparkly white Ada, and that is as far as I got. Can you see the sparkles? Yeah. I really wanted to sew this on like a goldy fabric, but I didn't have one in my stash. But I really like it on the sparkly. My next new start was, well, my next start WIP is Christmas Donkey by Buffy Threads. This was a full kit. As you can see, the fabric is still in there because I swapped it out, and I've put all the threads onto floss drops. So I swapped this fabric out for a 32 count mint splash by Zweigart, and this was started on the 13th of December 2024. You can see the start of its face appearing there. I love this because it just looks like there's snow falling around him. Now that I have been able to digitize a few of the patterns, I will be planning to digitize him, so it will be a little bit easier and will be compatible on Pattern Keeper. So again, no progress this year. Next was next is Defender of the Seas. This is by the Stitch Crypt. This was started on the 26th of December 2024 and had 3 stitchy sessions on this year, which totaled 772 stitches. And that is where we are. On there. So the skeleton is pretty much done. I didn't have the thread for the hair, hence why the hair's not done. But all the wood is done on this side and I just need to fill it in there. This is stitched on an 18 count Trick or Treat fabric by Kim at Kelty Charte. I have chopped it in half. It was a big piece because the other piece is going to be used for this, the Black Pearl by the Witchy Stitcher. But that one hasn't been started yet. Yeah. Absolutely love that. And I think the skeleton has been stitched in glow in the dark thread. My next project is actually a double. Well, I'm going to show you both at the same time because they're on the same piece of fabric. And that is The Reindeer by Cottage Garden Samplings. The Reindeer was started on the 6th of January 2025. And then I also have the fox started on this fabric, which was started on the 11th of February 2025. So the Reindeer had 7 stitchy sessions this year, totaling 867 stitches, and the fox had 5 stitchy sessions, which totaled 1,274 stitches. They are both stitched on the same piece of fabric, as I said, 18 count Joseph by Kim at Kelty Charte. So as you can see, the reindeer has literally only got its antlers, and the fox, I've done some trees, the fox's head, and some snowflakes. I did end up, I think, yeah, I don't know if you can tell, probably not. I did stitch a tree there, but I counted wrong off this tree and had to frog it because I had messed up royally. It wasn't just like 1 or 2 stitches out, it was massively over. And if you know me, I do not like frogging. I will fudge it if I can. So yes, I do have enough space to stitch the swans on there. So the plan is to stitch the swans, and I do have the fabric for the other 9 animals, and I have also started collecting the Year in the Woods #2 animals. As well. No idea when they will be started. So between starting the reindeer and the fox, I started Shiver Me Timbers by Sue Hillis. I absolutely love this one. I think I got it from 123 Stitch, but I originally saw it on Dawn Frosty X Stitch's channel, and I fell in love with it, and I was like, yep, no, need that. This is stitched on a 32 count vintage grey marble, because I believe there is quite a few fractionals in this, so I opted for the even weave. And that is as far as we've got. So we've got the start of the snowman and the start of the parrot. So there is a few different pirates sister charts, and I've definitely got that one. I think I've got that one, and I know that I've definitely got that one, so I don't know if I've got that and that one. But I love that. It says burnt to perfection. I think I need to try and find them. We go. Then it was the fox on the, so Shiver Me Timbers was started on the 15th of January 2025 and had 507 stitches in. The fox started on the 11th of February, had 1,274. My next project is one that has been out quite recently, actually. Was started on the 17th of May 2025 at the Sweary Stitchers Retreat, and it is Anubis by Cortonian Creations. And that is as far as we have got. This had 2,511 stitches this year. I don't know what I've marked on there. I don't have a clue. I've tried getting it out. It's not coming out, so I think I am going to end up frogging his leg, or part of his leg, and restitching him. This is stitched on an 18 count A Merlot Moment by Kim at Kelty Charting, and the plan is to fit 4 of these Greek Egyptian gods on there. So yes, and Maria from Cortonian Creations did a sneak peek, and she is releasing more, or at least one more Egyptian god in 2026. So I am going to ask him very, very nicely, because she has mentioned it before. That A Merlot Moment was a limited edition, I think back in 2019. So I may have to ask him very, very nicely if she will re-dye me a piece, so they can all be on matchy matchy fabric. My next project is Visit Helm's Deep by Country Magic Stitch. This one was started on the 13th of June 2025 and has had 3,951 stitches. I was using this for, I think, a couple of rounds of Myth, because it's nice block stitching. And I'm almost down to Helm's Deep. This is stitched on an 18 count Easy Grid, Easy Count fabric by Zweigart in my niche. In my Moomin bag by Canny Little Fox, I think. My next project is Hollyberry Pixie by Bella Filipina. She is so beautiful. So beautiful. She was started on the 14th of July 2025 and had 4,194 stitches in this year. She is stitched on a 32 count even weave in the colourway Lush by Kim at Kelty Charting. And this is as far as she's got. She is absolutely stunning. I am not doing the skin 1/1. I am doing it 2/2 full cross. I do not have time to do skin 1/1 or 2/110. But look at her beautiful face. I generally don't do the back stitching as I go, but I did a little bit of back stitching for her lips because I couldn't resist. There is some petite treasure braid in her wings as well. The rest of her hair is just beads and treasures. I've moved down to the skirt. She will be coming with me to the Bella Filipina retreat in May in 2026, as will Mayari. This is in my Lion King bag, which I think might be a canny little foxhole. Oh, I do apologise. I've been talking a lot. Yes, Hollyberry had 17 sessions, 4,194 stitches. Next we have Osiris. This is a kit by Pain Free Crafts and the artwork is by Laurie Prindle. Horses and Egyptian is just absolutely, I love it. Started in the top left corner. This is stitched 2 over 1/10. He did get pulled out at the beginning of December because I had a WIP Go challenge that I needed to get 2,500 stitches done on him, and I managed to hit that goal. So, yes. He has had 12 stitchy sessions, started on the 24th of July 2025, and is 2,505. I'm stitching this 2 over 1/10. As you can see, the first column is starting to come in there. I got the full kit from Pain Free Crafts. I think I have one more Pain Free Crafts kit in my stash to start, and it's a Highland Cow one. Just making sure she's still, you could go. She's absolutely knackered. It's been really cold here today, so she's just been snuggling up. That's not where that goes. Right, last few. So what have we got? Next is Selkie by Quartonian Creations. This was a freebie at the Sweary Stitches retreat in May this year. And she did also provide us with the PDF version of the chart. This is stitched on an 16 count Dragon's Egg by KOT Charting, and I do not know which way it's up. That is as far as I got. This had one session, started on the 6th of August 2025, and that's 107 stitches. I am using fancy threads for this one, so which I kitted up at the Sweary Stitches retreat. So I am using, for like the green, I am using Island Blue, and then for that little contrast orangey colour, I am using Classic Colourworks Ember. So Island Blue is by The Gentle Art and Embers is Classic Colourworks. I love those, and it It looks amazing on that fabric. Oh, there's a DMC that's fallen. There's a bobbin falling out. Oh, crap. I don't know where that's come from. So, yes. I believe Selkie is now available to purchase. Yes. Love that. Skip the next one, I'll explain that later. Next start is my Kaleidoscope Hippo. This was started on the 20th of August 2025, which was the anniversary of a good friend's passing. So each year I start a hippo project because hippos were her favourite animal. So this got 1 stitch a day and is 45 stitches. That is it. That is it. This is all that I did. Is not even half a triangle. And this is Smoky Rose by Kim at Kelty Charting, and it was one of her fabrics. So her stash got handed out to her friends after she passed, so that is one of her actual fabrics. So my next is Pirate Ollie Owl by Kim at Kelty Charting. This had 3 stitchy days, started on the 26th of August 2025 and has had 176 stitches. And that is as far as we've got. We started with the eye patch and my little Christmas Ollie Owl needle minder. This is stitched on an 18 count white Ada. It did come with 14 count, but I swapped it out. But it was the full kit. This is in my Too Many WIP bags, I think. I got it at the Sweary Stitches retreat. The next is Bone Garden by Flossie Fox Shop. This was a Patreon exclusive, but I believe it is now available on her Etsy. I absolutely love it. This was started on the 20th of September 2025. It was a start that we had at the cottage. A few of us had been talking about starting these designs called like Dinosaur Garden, Kitty Garden, things like that, by a designer on Etsy, which I can't remember the name of. And I was going to do the dinosaur one. Kim, I think, was going to do the dinosaur one, but she swapped doing an Under the Sea one. My sister's done a dinosaur one. I think Jen may have done the dinosaur one. HJ did the cats mini and she finished it that weekend. Lou did the cats mini and she finished it that weekend. So we did that and I went rogue and originally was going to start the dinosaurs, but then I saw this one and it had the name Garden in the chart title, so I went, that fits. So this is as far as I've got, and I just absolutely love how this looks on this fabric. It's absolutely fantastic. It's called For Calling Birds, and it was an Advent exclusive from 2024 from Kim at KOT Charting. That had, hello. So started that on the 20th of September and has had 514 stitches. You want to? There we go. I originally started it on Pompey Tides, again by Kim at KOT Charting, but I just didn't feel like it was showing up very well. It shows up quite well on camera, but I wasn't happy, so I swapped it for that, and it just looks so much better. I'm really happy with it. What are you doing? What are you doing? Are you woken up? We'll take you for a walk in a minute. Okay? I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Do you want back on the bed? Up, up. Come then. Come then. Come on. Good girl. Yeah, good girl. I'm almost done, my sweet. Okay? And then we'll see what we can do. We may take you out. As long as it's not too cold. Good girl. Right. So yes, 2 stitchy sessions on that, 514 stitches. Where's my holly berry? There we go. Right. Almost done. Where are you? Okay. So next we have Poltergeist Pirates by Glendon Place. This was started on the 21st of September 2025, had 7 stitchy sessions and 1022 stitches. This is stitched on a 32 count Bayou by Sparkleys. This fabric is absolutely massive, but it looks so good. I think there was 3 of us that started it at the cottage. Me, Lou and Jen. They are steaming ahead of me. Just look. I absolutely love that one. I did digitize this pattern. It's now Pattern Keeper compatible, and it took me quite a few evenings, but it has been completely worth it. So absolutely love that. So yeah, that had, oh, I've already said that. So yeah, this is 32 count Bayou by Sparkleys. Was originally going to start it a few years ago at Jen's wedding in Wales, but I think I grabbed the wrong project bag. So I had the chart, but I didn't have any of the threads, so stay. It was then started by, yeah, myself, Jen and Lou. Three. So my next project is actually a restart. It was originally started on the 17th of August this year, but I did not like the fabric. It was absolutely horrible. Did not like it at all. So I restarted it on a green mistletoe wreath by Kim at Celtic Charting, which I absolutely loved. I loved that fabric. It was so much better, but it's not what I wanted. I wanted red fabric and I wanted the green on the red, whereas mistletoe wreath I was going with red on the green, which I wasn't happy about. So I was getting quite frustrated back in August because it didn't look how I wanted, and then hubby Daryl said, well, does it have to be a hand-dyed fabric? And I was just like, well, no, but what? And he goes, why don't you do it on the same fabric that you did my Mermaid Mr. Burns on? It was just a red Zweigart 14 count Ada. I was like, well, that's 14 count, but I'll see if they do an 18. And they do. They did a red 18 count Christmas red Zweigart. So I've got some of that and I restarted it. And that is literally as far as I've got. This was started on the 29th of December, so only a couple of days ago. And that is as far as I've got. It is 1 down, 3 across by Long Dog Samplers. This had 1 session on it, and it's got like 58 stitches. Probably not even that. So yes, I'm really happy. That green stands out quite well, although the light's pretty much gone now. So it's not really showing up, but it does show up so much better in real life. So I am a lot happier now. I am stitching the green 909, DMC 909. And this is a flop drawer. I have quite a few of these. I made them myself. Pretty much all my Bothy kit threads have been put on these floss drops. Almost there. Almost there. So that was number 28. Number 29 is... This is now my out of the house stitching project, and it is Feathers by Bothy Threads. Next year, 2026, is the year of the horse in the Chinese New Year. So I wanted a horse project to be on the go for me while I go to the Stitchy meetups, and that. So the plan is to get this all started, like finished next year in the Stitchy meetups. There's 6,609 stitches, so depending on how many meetings I go to will depend if I actually get it done or not. So this was started on the 30th of December 2025, so yesterday, and it had 1 stitchy session, and this is 68 stitches. This fabric is The Grass is Greener by Kim at Celtic Charting. The needle minder is by Denkai Designs, and I can't remember where I got the Q-Snap cover, grime guard. But yes, the kit came with a 14 count Ada, which I again have swapped out for this beautiful green fabric. It's getting a bit washed out. Love it. So that is in my travel project bag here that has a front section for my pins and my little minion on there, so that's ready whenever I go out. I just need to make sure my tablet's charged and can take that with me. And my final project, which literally was started this afternoon, is another Bothy Threads kit, Reva. I cannot pronounce that, I've absolutely butchered it. So I did have this kit, but then last year at the Bella Filipina retreat, a lovely lady gave me this, a full kit. So my kit is going to be used either swapped or given away at a later date. So yes, I started this one because I thought, wouldn't it be nice if I stitched it and then showed at the retreat, or maybe gifted it to her, and that if she wants it. So yes, this was started literally this afternoon before I made my video. It has 52 stitches in, and can you see them? Because I can't. There they are, white stitches right in the middle. Which is, I think, this bit here. So that is the bit that I've started. So I would like to get that stitch as well. I might take this one to work, and that might be my lunchtime stitching. Obviously not in January. So yes, hour and 25 minutes. It's been a long one. 30 projects. My plan is next year to concentrate on Middle-earth map, pandemic, partridge in a pear tree, and try and, if I get any other stitchy time, is to focus on finishing some of my other WIPs, the smaller ones, and try and get to below 20 if I can, which is I know it's quite a target, but there is potential if I actually stitch. So yes, most projects I would like to finish in 3 years, but my 3 oldest, we started in 2020, they ain't getting done. They were not done in 3 years, and probably won't get done in 2026, but maybe potentially 2027, but we shall wait and see on that. No new starts. I am going to see how far I get through 2026 with no new starts. I am also going to do stitch from stash, because I have a lot of projects, a lot of stash, and I don't need to be buying more. So I'm doing my own version of stitch from stash, and I'm not doing WIP Go this year. So if you have made it this far, thank you very much for sticking with me. I hope you're all keeping safe and well, and 2026 is a good year for you. I will hopefully see you probably in February at some point for a normal Flosstube. Right, happy stitching, bye.